Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm Brad Berger, along with my co-host Dan Whedon. Our guest today is Mary Copeland with Compass and Clock. We just had an intriguing and fun conversation with Mary. To listen to the entire podcast, visit us at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or subscribe to our podcast wherever you stream: iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and now Google Podcasts. We're always interested in your feedback, so please do not forget to rate us. So, Mary, what exactly is Compass and Clock?
Compass and Clock is a multimedia program that I launched in January 2018 to help folks 40 and older navigate their own journey, their own road ahead as they age. And I publish a magazine twice a year, and I service the territory from Gig Harbor to Port Angeles.
So Mary, I find your business fascinating. Everybody's going to have to listen to the entire podcast because we get into a lot of the issues that surround us as we age.
Mm-hmm.
But every entrepreneur has a why. And my question for you is, what's your why? Why are you doing this, and what makes it worth it for you?
I'm doing it because of my own personal experience. When my mom had Alzheimer's and her and dad came and asked my sisters and I some questions, my head was in childcare because my kids were toddlers. And I felt that we made bad decisions as a family. And because of that, the last 5 years of my mom and dad's quality of life together in a beautiful 55-year marriage could have been better. And so I just want to make sure that the adult kids like myself have knowledge and access to resources and tools so that when their mom and dad come and ask them questions, they're better equipped to help them make better decisions. And let's face it, it doesn't hurt us as the adult kids to have access to this information well in advance too, so we can start planning for our future. Because the bottom line is, anything and everything I do is not about the end of life. It's about enjoying life and enjoying the journey.
Well, Mary, one of the things that we talked about on the podcast as well is this misconceptions that people have around the subject of aging. And I think it's appropriate, given the fact that, when something is perceived to be unpleasant, we tend to think that we have plenty of time. And I know that plays a little bit, don't give it away, but that plays a little bit into the name of your business. But what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have around aging?
I would say the number one misconception is the cost. We are all, our life expectancy is longer now than it ever has been. And the costs that come with long-term care are just astronomical. And the reality of it is most people don't have those savings to cover the sustain the lifestyle in which they envision for themselves for retirement. And then beyond retirement, when you're in your 80s and 90s and you're maybe moving a little slower than you used to, the cost of care is expensive.
Right.
Well, Mary, I can tell you that when my parents went into this about 10 years ago, I would have loved for Compass and Clock to be around. And maybe somebody out there, or many somebodies out there, are watching this and saying, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I need.
Mm-hmm.
How would they get in contact with you to get your magazine or to find you online?
If they want to find me online, they can just go to my website, which is compassandclock.com. So compassandclock.com. All my contact info is on there. My email is compassandclockmc for Mary Copeland @gmail.com. My phone number is on the website. It's 206-321-8016. And people call me, they email me. They have questions. So I'm accessible.
Well, once again, this is just a taste of what you can expect by listening to the entire podcast. Visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. We would love to hear from you, and please do not forget to rate us. Thank you to all of our Shrimp Peeler sponsors and you, our loyal listeners.
And so listen, since you are a loyal listener, come back in 2 weeks, because on November 18th is our next podcast, and our guest is Madeline Pratt from Fearless in Training. We're going to still be Zooming, so we'll be on the Facebook page. Like us, come back often. We'll be live at 3:00 Pacific time on November 18th with Madeline Pratt, Fearless in Training. Because for right now, and for the time being, the hay is in the barn.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.